gentlemen, boys and girls, we had some big news happen in the last, 48 hours. We had the updated spoiler ending. If you want to know more about it, I'd highly suggest go watching either Mecha Random or Geeks and Gamers, because Jeremy talks about it. Jeremy Prime, as he likes to be known. And there was one other thing that Stupendous Wave, another YouTuber, said about what Benny Hoff and Weiss were actually going to be working on their trilogy before stepping away from that. Now, I'll be doing the Benny Hoff and Weiss part first, because I recorded a video. It was all rage and fury, a lot of swearing, even me screaming like Cameron Fry at a Ferris Bueller because I was so enraged. But I'm going to give you the too long didn't read version first. A lot calmer this time, even though I am still quite pissed off about it for multiple reasons. And then we're going to talk about the plot spoilers. So, in the comments below, before I kick this off, if you want to hear the original rage-filled Jeff loses his mind version of the Benny Hoff and Weiss I'm about to cover, let me know in the comments below, and I'll give you all what you want. Anyways, without further ado, let's kick into this. First off, Stupendous Wave, as I mentioned before, he basically says it's been confirmed that the project that Benny Hoff and Weiss were stepping away from wasn't going to be indeed set in the old Republic. Now, what era of the Old Republic, whether it was going to be Knights of the Old Republic Revan style or even older, but it was going to be somewhere thousands of years before the events of even the prequels. And my initial response was a myriad of son of a, for a multitude of reasons. Number one being, I have wanted to see movies set in this era for the longest time, ever since I've played Knights of the Old Republic, and I still play Star Wars The Old Republic, the online MMO, which I absolutely adore. And if you haven't played it, the new Onslaught expansion came out, which, while short, was very fun. I just SWTOR would just, bite the bullet and give us some more sandbox stuff to do in between all these great DLCs. But anyways. But, considering the fact that we have this meme with Arya, which I find and absolutely adore, and people have been finding even hysterical, even the great lore master Lore Reloaded, that Benny Hoff and Weiss ran the Game of Thrones, running and screaming to get to Star Wars, and then turn around and leave while completely train wrecking Game of Thrones. Arya's laughing, and so am I. But considering they train wrecked Game of Thrones, I'm also of the opinion and would have been entirely pissed off if they actually had gone through and created, an Old Republic trilogy. They probably would have dicked it all up unless they had really good material to work on, but they would have adapted it, changed it, and, well, they screwed it up. Now, there are a rumor flying about why they were either stepped away themselves or were fired. I might be down with the idea of Kathleen Kennedy wanted a hell of a lot more control over what was going to happen and, wanted to make her apprentice, as in, the main female being a white woman with brunette who looks, bears some kind of resemblance to Kathleen Kennedy because she's living vicarious through her movies. Yes, I entirely believe that. Just look at Rogue One, Solo, the main trilogy. Who's the main female heroine? A brunette white girl. Need I say more on that statement? I'm thinking that she wanted all that creative control. Benny Hoff and Weiss took one look at her and were like, no. So she forced them out. Would not shock me in the least. Or the fact of the matter is they got, a very, 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 very big deal from Netflix, was going to have a very compacted schedule, and Kathleen demanded more time spent for Star Wars. D&D were like, well, we just got more money from Netflix than you're going to give us, so we're going to go work for Netflix now. Goodbye. So one of those two things happened. But anyways, I'm just pissed off on so many levels because we were finally going to get an Old Republic trilogy, but it was going to be Benny Hoff and Weiss that worked on it. So for entirely different reasons, I am just thoroughly pissed on that regard. And I pray to God that this trilogy isn't handed over to ruin Johnson, the Roundhead himself, because if it is, rip the Old Republic and fuck Disney canon at that point. I'm sticking with the EU stuff, the Legends, because it's a more comprehensive and better written story than anything Lucasfilm has really given us. And everybody says, oh, check out Alphabet Squadron, oh, check out this, and I'm like, no, Race Squadron is a superior product. Fuck Disney canon at this point. And pardon my language, but I'm a little mad, and I do tend to swear. I am a jarhead. I try to keep it genteel, but I tend to fail. Moving right along to the second topic of this video. Warning, 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 warning. This may be a spoiler. If you do not want to hear this, check out right now. You have been warned. Warning, warning, warning. Now that we all got that out of the way, a possible ending that the leaks have been making the rounds. Mecca Ram's talking about this. Jeremy's talking about this. Well, I'm going to talk about it now. The possible ending is this. Kylo Ren gets redeemed, kills all the Knights of Ren, helps Rey fight Palpatine, gets killed, leaves his lightsaber. Rey picks it up, uses both lightsabers, goes one-on-one against Palpatine and beats him. Even though Vader had to die doing it, saving Luke. Vader has tried to take him on more than once and lost. Maul, his brother, Yoda, all took him on and lost. Mace Windu took him on and lost with 3 other Jedi Masters. But somehow, magically, Rey's gonna do it. Though at this point, he's probably a very wizened old man, even though he has lots of Force power. So, it's probably not even a fair fight since he's so goddamn old at this point. I mean, hell, Palpatine was, midlife, well into his, I think he was like in his 50s by the time of Revenge of the Sith, for God's sakes. So he was in his 70s when he faced off against, Luke and Vader, Return of the Jedi. So he's, pushing 100 at this point, facing off Rey. So I guess it's not really a fair fight to begin with, but after killing him, she goes to Tatooine for, well, like the spoiler said before, and when asked her name, she says she is Rey Skywalker. Fucking really. I guess we're just running with The Last Jedi's. Get rid of the past, kill it if you have to, because Rey's the future. She's the future Skywalker. Even though my question is this. When the hell did Palpatine have a daughter or a son? When the hell was he ever married? When the hell did he ever have kids? He was never shown any inclination for having kids. This hurts my brain so much. It hurts. It really hurts. And this is the direction they're going. Yeah, I've checked out the door, and I'm just going to start rereading EU books once I start buying them again, because this hurts my brain. This hurts a lot. Why? Why you do this? I know why. The Force is female. Kill the past. Fuck you, Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, you taken Star Wars and you've literally driven into the ground in 7 years. I didn't think it was possible. Congratulations. Anyways, that's the video for today. Again, let me know down below if you want to hear the raw, screaming, rage-filled rant against what Benny Hoff and Weiss are going to do instead of my calm and collected, somewhat, version this time. And I'll catch y'all later.